here today, and I'm honored that Lonell and Ronell and Yvette have invited me today to speak about my experience so that I can share it with you and hopefully resonate within your hearts to donate towards their cause so that Lonell can have the financial funds so that his transition with the transplant can be a lot easier for him and his family. So, and in addition, I'd also like to enlighten you about what you could do with preventative care for you, your family members, and for your friends, because it can target anybody through either diabetes, hypertension, or a genetic situation of some sort. And I'll start with my situation. Is actually kind of rare, and it doesn't happen quite as often. But I was diagnosed when I was 6 years old. Hello, how are you? I was diagnosed when I was 6 years old with IgA nephropathy, which was actually caused due to strep throat. So I had a sore throat and it infected my kidneys. And from that point, I ended up having renal failure and having to go and have to go on dialysis and then have a kidney transplant thereafter. So it can either target your heart or your kidneys. And I was blessed in the sense that I would say that it targeted my kidneys because I couldn't imagine having to go through this with the heart. But I don't wish this situation of having to be on dialysis or renal failure on anybody because it's a very trying experience. I've had 3, as she stated before. I was diagnosed when I was 6. I'm now 37, so I'm blessed to be here. I'm completely blessed. And there's no doubt in my mind that God has given me that ability, so I'm always giving praise. And so actually I was on dialysis for 9 months when I was diagnosed at 9 years old. So I was like weighing 45 pounds and passing out in a mall and everything. And I was falling asleep in school, and I'd wake up and ask the children, well, why didn't you wake me up for class? And they would say, well, the teacher told us that you needed your rest, you needed your sleep. So hearing that Lonell is tired, coming in a little bit late, slow, that's me. I'm slow too because you kind of get drained and exhausted. So I'm hoping that we can also resonate maybe altruistic donors so that maybe Lonell can get a transplant and live that healthy lifestyle for his children and for himself, and just come out and live, because you really don't know. I was talking with Brian Wilson earlier, and how when we were sick beforehand, you really don't know how bad off you feel until you know what healthy feels like. So when you have a transplant, you're suddenly like, oh my gosh, this is what healthy is, because you really don't understand it. But so anyway, I had my second transplant. I had the first transplant when I was actually 10 years old, and that lasted for 10 years. So it gave me a semblance of some sort of normalcy at a time when I needed it most, when I was just, in high school and I was a teenager and everything like that. So I was very blessed to have had that opportunity, and it was a cadaveric donor, so somebody who had passed away was honorable enough to at least donate their organs and on their driver's license, and that's how I was able to receive that kidney. And then afterwards, I ended up on dialysis once again. So sometimes through chronic rejection, that's what had happened. Your kidney doesn't always last quite as long. And I started to feel feelings of unworthiness. Maybe I shouldn't ask family members or anybody because I've had a transplant once already before. So I lived in the mentality of not wanting to receive, and I felt guilty. So I wasn't, having that mentality. I thought somebody else needs a kidney. There's many people out here that need a kidney. Who am I to ask for one? And but I was blessed that my ex-husband had donated his kidney on my behalf for my second transplant. And we weren't a match, but we were able to go on what they call a kidney swap. So because of him, he donated to a husband who his wife then donated to me. And they're a Jamaican couple, and they're amazing. I still keep in communication with them. And her kidney is what helped me in reality to get to the next phase of my life, because I was on dialysis 8.5 years prior to that transplant, and I ended up in a wheelchair. So I was in a wheelchair for 10 years, and I got what they call NSF, nephrogenic systemic fibrosis. And it's a systemic disease that hardens your lungs and your soft tissue to the point where your lungs and your heart stop functioning and you can die. It's a progressive disease, and only a kidney transplant can cure you. It doesn't necessarily heal you, but it can prevent it from progressing and getting worse. Well, when I had that kidney transplant, the doctor sat there and looked at me and goes, you know, Mandy, I don't want you to get your hopes up too high because, you know, I was sitting there all motivated and excited saying, oh, I can't wait, I'm going to run again and all this, you know, I'm going to do this, do that. He said, you know, no. He's like, you know, you'll get a little bit better, but I want you to get your hopes up too high because, you know, this will stop it from getting worse. I said, don't you worry. I'll be able to walk and run again, don't you worry. And I was walking with a cane, but I was mostly using it, you know, it was very painful. I mean, every step was painful. And I still experience pain today and go through physical therapy, but I said goodbye to my wheelchair that I was in for 10 years, a year and a half now, almost 2 years. And so I haven't used it since. And thank you. And I have to give praises that it was all because somebody, I had a friend, I know Facebook can kind of be seen as if it's like, a bad situation sometimes when people try to stay away from it, but Facebook is what got me my third transplant. And how I got my third transplant was because a friend of mine that I went to school with, we just kind of kept in touch through Facebook, and she was watching my story, knew me through high school, through elementary, but we weren't like best friends or anything. And she goes, Mandy, you know, I know that you need a transplant, and I saw that your husband gave a kidney. And I said, yes, he did. So she tried to get somebody to help donate towards me, and it didn't work out. She was devastated. She said, well, how does your husband feel? And he said, well, that's the fastest way I lost 2 pounds. And she goes, haha, funny guy. So he said, but seriously, all he does is just urinate more frequently, and he notices no difference in his lifestyle. My ex-husband now, unfortunately, he's an amazing man, will always be one of my heroes. For giving me the gift of life and caring for me while I was in a wheelchair for 10 years. And he has his own personal fitness business, so he's an active man. He's still working, so that's just proof that if you donate, you know, it's not really going to affect your life in a way that you notice it. And I've spoken with other donors about this as well. And then, so therefore, I went and had that second transplant. I then got my third transplant because of my friend who was on Facebook. And she signed up immediately, quickly, and here I am today. It made 3 years, January 13th, that I had this transplant. And so here we are today, and I'm here sharing my story in hopes that you can donate towards Lionel and his family so he can live the way I feel I'm able to live now. I'm out traveling. I couldn't do these things on dialysis. I'm out traveling and seeing the world as God created it. I'm swimming, I'm enjoying life, and everybody deserves that opportunity. So we've got altruistic donors out there. Please think about maybe, you know, donating your kidneys, some blood even, because that helps. That's how I'm here today too. All those people who donated blood even. So I'm just always grateful. Anything helps. And please look out for yourselves because diabetes can be prominent. Go to your doctor, follow up, and if you have a sore throat, please check that out. Make sure that you're doing your labs every so often. So thank you so much. I'm sorry to take up so much of your time, but thank you for having me. And I hope